Why are we in Miami?
We are in Miami to set sail.
To set sail.
Set sail on what ship?
We are super excited. We are going to finally sail with Virgin Voyages.
Yes.
On the Scarlet Lady.
Scarlet Lady. We'll see what kind of lady she is.
So yes, Scarlet Lady, Virgin Voyages. We just can't wait. We actually leave today. We got here yesterday. So we leave a little later this afternoon to actually board the ship. Plenty more videos to come on that. Adults only.
Adults only. And it's supposed to be, what is it? Let your kink flag fly.
Wait a minute.
I don't know what that means, but they said it. So
we're gonna let it fly.
We're gonna see what happens. All right, until the cruise port.
Peace.
We're at the bag drop off, and you just walk up, and it looks like they put your name on the bags, unlike everybody else. Well, I could say Norwegian. They give you your bag, your luggage tags. Not here. You always tip them because your bags might not end up there. 5. Okay, so they have lines based on your arrivals. Well, based on what you put in the app, right? Based on what you put in the app. We chose 145. So it's 131 right now. Here we go. I felt like that's the dude that was singing in one video. You said it is.
I'm glad we got before we let them go.
Who?
The upper line. The upper time.
Oh. Me too, because that was what, 2:15?
2 o'clock. You have the option to either check your bag or just take your bag with you.
Yeah. I'm glad we checked it because I didn't feel like carrying.
All right.
Yeah. We ready.
Let's get it up there.
That's cute. True love is what's written on it. What's you say? Oh, okay.
Something we will have to go.
You think so?
Let me show mine then.
I'll show mine.
I've got to go. Don't want no issues on the show.
It's just like it's going to your face.
The line for the regular people that didn't have anything missing. Cabin upgrades available. It smells new in here. This hoe wanna walk up the escalator. She excited. She wanna walk up the escalator. Alright, so we made it through security. They got water. Little water station. Look at all these people in here. Those are dogs. You can bring pets on here? Wow. There it is. You love to come and see your bag.
Alright. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun.
I'm good.
We got the amazing, amazing music and curtain opening.
How cute is this? Alright guys, so now that you've seen the embarkation process and a brief room tour, we wanted to jump in and show you what we got, which was this.
Oh yeah.
This is what they give you when you embark instead of a key card for those that have sailed before. You don't get a key card, you get this.
It's called the band.
Yeah. And they have little things, little sayings on them. We both got feeling naughty, you can't see it. But they do have other ones. I forget what they say. He did tell us, but I can't remember.
I think another one was sea breezing.
Okay.
But
So you scan this again in your room as you saw in the footage before, just to get in the room, and this is what you use to pay for your drinks. If you're getting something that's food that's charged, really I feel like we only use it for the drinks, and you can use it for the casino as your little card, your little rewards card thing.
Yep.
You just scan it on the machine and it works.
Yep. So you said you use it for the room, you use it for any type of. Actually, when you're walking into the hotel, when you're walking into the restaurant with your reservation.
Oh, I didn't even know because you were always doing it. Okay.
So this is it. It's the band. I'm late on saying it, on showing you, but I wanted y'all to see that it's just something you wrap around your wrist. And then as you're walking into your room, doop. As you're walking into the restaurant, doop. Buying a drink, boop. It's so much easier than just an actual card. Okay, so another thing to note during embarkation and the check-in process is, as you saw in the video as we were walking up, there were two separate lines. One was just your regular check-in line, and the other was what they labeled as oops.
Something's missing.
Yes, oops, something's missing.
Yeah.
So basically what that meant is during your pre-boarding through their app, you did not complete all of the steps.
Yeah.
And in my case, I didn't complete my payment information because we didn't need to have two separate payment cards.
Right.
For our room.
And throughout the whole process when we had checked in, it was constantly saying that message, and you even reached out to them, right?
Yeah, I did contact Virgin and let them know that I was not applying a card, and through their app it even stated this tab will be on someone else, and
right.
I chose Ace as my someone else.
Yeah.
But for some reason it just didn't connect.
It didn't connect.
So yeah, so we had to go into this oops, something's missing line, which was much shorter than the regular line.
Yep. If you haven't seen the 5 tips video, make sure you go. I'll link it in the cards above.
Yeah. So got into that something's missing line and was able to check in at the same time. So we didn't have to go there, fix our issue, and then go and get back in another check-in line. That was not the case. So happy that was not the case.
Yeah.
So we were able to bypass basically everyone that had everything right in their app.
Yeah. And in the video, if you gotta rewind it, feel free to do so. But you'll see a whole line of people just standing back there waiting to check in.
Yep.
Another thing to note would be if you are bringing any type of CPAP, BiPAP machine, we were struggling with whether or not we should bring the distilled water on board or whether or not we could bring it on board.
Yeah.
We made calls. They said yes, so I was able to get through security with 4 bottles.
I think it was good.
4 bottles of distilled water, and they were like 20-ounce bottles.
Yes.
20-ounce bottles. And the reason why we were so adamant about checking was because Virgin prides themselves on not having plastic on the ship.
Yeah.
And they were plastic bottles. So we were able to get them on. I was able to have the water on board. So if you're unsure, you can still call, but we were able to do it. So I doubt they'll change the policy for the distilled water.
And I would just like to say, if you have never cruised, or if you have cruised and you use a CPAP, BiPAP machine, other cruise lines tend to supply
They provide it.
the distilled water that you need.
Yeah, which is a bonus. So I think Virgin, that was a miss. I don't think we put that on the list, but that is a miss because I had to figure out how to get it on board, and you know, it's just another thing to carry. So
Yeah.
they should offer it. Yeah. Okay, so another thing we wanted to tell you, because in the video it's sped up for you. We didn't wait in that holding area for very long. I would say maybe 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
15-20 minutes from when we got into the holding area to actually boarding. You just feel like cattle.
I was gonna say 15-20 excitable minutes.
Yeah. So it wasn't it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
We were really excited. You know, you just saw Scarlet Lady just out there waiting for you to board. So.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. So now we're gonna dive into the disembarkation process. We did not film that process because it was pouring down, raining, and it was just a lot. So we're gonna walk you through it. We don't have any footage, but basically what happened was you got to select a time from the app that you wanted to disembark.
The night before.
The night before. So we selected 10:15.
Yep.
There was an all call across the speaker the morning of disembarkation, telling everybody if you haven't gotten off and you weren't cruising again with them, then now was the time. And that came across at about 10.
Yeah, 10 o'clock. Yep.
So we went downstairs and we waited for about... It felt like a long time.
It felt like a long time.
Because we were literally just standing in line waiting for them to start letting people off the ship, to be honest with you. I guess, you know, it was a hold up maybe in the...
They were doing some crowd control as far as getting through and walking through. We found out that bottom line is that customs, they don't want you to crowd their area, right? So they were not letting us off the ship because they had, you know, you could get off the ship as early as 7 a.m. So they weren't letting us go because those earlier people that were leaving, it was packed down there. So we just had to kind of wait our turn, but we were just standing and just,
Yeah. Another thing was, as people were getting off the ship, people that had bills were being turned back onto the ship to pay their bills.
Yeah.
They need to think of another process, because here you have this long line, everybody's congested inside this little area to off board, and now people have to grab their bags, because mostly everybody had their bags in hand, bring their bags back on board, and try to sift through all of the people that are standing in line. So that was a bit annoying.
Yeah, and you do use your van to get on and off of the ship, including disembarkation. Excuse me, disembarkation. So when they didn't know about, you know, that's how you found out about the bills. When you do to leave, they said, no, you got to go back. You have an X amount number of bills. So
Yeah, so I think that they should probably, as many text messages as they were sending through the app for updates and such, I think that should be one of the updates that comes through maybe the night before, or even during that morning, saying, hey, please settle your bill at guest services or something. Because it'll cut down on how slow it was getting off the ship.
Especially after a long time waiting in line, and then you literally get to the exit
and they're like, no.
Turn around.
Yeah.
And I don't know if those folks had to get back in line or if they were able to kind of advance to the front. But
yeah, we didn't stick around to find out. We did not stick around. But once we finally got through that piece, there was another waiting area, so you're kind of waiting in line to go down an escalator to the other line that was the custom line. So that process from once we actually got off the ship to the holding area to the escalator to the other holding area was about probably 30 minutes. 30 minutes. I would say 30 minutes. And then once you get out, you know, it's easy to go through the customs. Once you get out, that's when the real irritation started.
Yeah, but let me just back up and just talk about the baggage piece, because you do have an option to put your bags, your luggage at your door the night before if you want the crew to take your baggage down to the custom area for you, or you can choose to disembark with your luggage on its own. So some of us had luggage, some of us didn't. So once you got down to the custom area, before getting in customs line, they had a little station set up that you can actually see, based on your deck number, where your bag would have been at for you to locate before you actually got into the customs line.
Good point to note. Another point to note is, I'm glad she brought that up, is if you want to bypass the customs line, you can get a porter to get your bag and basically carry your bag out, and they will be able to bypass that custom line.
Yeah.
You just get you just gotta tip them, $5 or something, depending on how many bags you got.
Yeah, it didn't seem like they had an amount to request. They just said,
no. No. But that's another tip that you might want to take heed on, is just get a porter and you can bypass that line. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were through customs.
Yeah.
We're officially out of the terminal, and again, like she mentioned, Miami downpour, just raining very heavy.
Yeah, it was very heavy, and okay, I'm okay with rain, but the only thing was, it was a lot of I felt like it was a lot of confusion. Like, I feel like their signs were not set up appropriately.
Okay.
To me, I was just like, okay, the taxis are over there. Then when we went to go get in the taxi line,
oh yeah,
where's the front of the line? No one, it was just confusing. But the disembarkation process, because of where Virgin's terminal is, it's the last terminal within the port. It gets the least amount of rides, meaning Uber, Lyft, taxis.
Yeah.
So you're last on the list.
Yeah.
The Ubers were canceling, the Lyfts were canceling, and the taxis were full. So taxis were just going right past the port because they already had people. So that is a huge thing to note because of flights, people flying out that day. If you're flying out that day, you're going to want to get out as early as possible.
Yeah. So I say that it probably only took us 30 minutes to get through the line, but it may have taken longer because it took
probably about an hour or so.
Yeah, and then on top of that, then we had to wait some time for a taxi.
Yeah, and it was actually shorter than what it could have been because thankfully some of the people getting off of the ship, a couple is who we got to share the ride with, and they were like, we're staying overnight, the hotel is right next to the airport, y'all can jump in with us, because it was a taxi van.
Yeah.
And this other young lady who was flying out, who had an earlier flight than us, was like, can I get in on it? So we all jumped into this one taxi, thank God they were coming.
Yeah.
And kind of made it to the airport. But without that, we would have
been cutting it close.
Yeah, it would have been close.
And our flight wasn't until close to 2 p.m. So again, we were planning to get off the ship at 10:15 and smooth sailing. But again, that waiting process was kind of what took us out.
We've never had in all of the cruises that we've gone on, we've never had this issue.
Yeah.
So I would advise, if your hotel offers some type of pass, sometimes they hire companies that will take you to and from. If that's an option, get it.
Yep.
I know if we ever cruise Virgin again, we will have an exit plan, because I did see some of those type of companies out there. We didn't buy it, so we couldn't get in it. So that's a huge thing to note when you're traveling with Virgin out of Miami.
That last port.
Yeah.
Very last port. But yeah. So that was our process. Disembarking.
That was everything. If you've sailed with Virgin, let us know how your disembarkation was. I would be curious to know if anybody else experienced the same issue that we had with getting a ride from the port. Like, so feel free to comment below, and don't forget to
Like
and
subscribe.